Get down. We got a brand new middleweight champion of the world. And by the way, that fight win is looking like it's spooky hours for the 185 division for a very, very long time. Now, that's assuming that Khamzat Chimaev is going to defend it. He's looking for a quick turnaround. He's looking to stay active. And if that's the case, great. But if that's not the case, we're getting every 12 months, then I do think we'll have a lot of interim title matchups. But I'm believing Khamzat when he says that he's ready to get back in there in October. I don't know if we have a clear-cut contender. Gun in the back of my head right now is probably RDR. But then again, Fluffy's performance was more impressive than RDR's, but RDR also beat a higher contender. I mean, Fluffy did just beat Roman Dolidze, but he's on a crazy win streak, and he's beating quality, you know. The Brendan Allen, that's a quality win. You know what I mean? And the way he's beating these guys, and it's clearly an interesting stylistical matchup with Khamzat Chimaev, but first order of business, this is Khamzat Chimaev. So everybody has to shift down, right? Khamzat Chimaev is going to be here. So everybody has to shift down, which means Nasruddin Imavov is 2. Sean Strickland is 3. Dricus du Plessis is 1. Now, if it's up to me, I'll say, Khamzat, take some time off. Come back in January for the first card of the year in Paramount. Take some time off. We're going to need a champion in January. We would like you to be that champion that headlines the card. And I'll go DDP. Get back in there quick. I mean, I don't think he took a lot of damage. He took 500 punches, but I mean, I don't think he took a lot of brutal damage. So, so let's go DDP versus RDR. Okay, let's go Fluffy versus the winner of Imavov and Brawlhalla. That's how I'll do it. But let's just look at these rankings, ladies and gentlemen. Khamzat Chimaev. I picked Khamzat Chimaev to win, but I'll be wrong if I told you I think he'll win like that. Now, in those videos, I said people are thinking it's round 1 or bust. I think he'll be able to take Dricus down whenever he wants throughout the fight. I said round 2, 3, and 4. You see what I'm saying? Because there's just a difference in technique, speed, and skill in the wrestling. And the fact that he was taking down Kamaru Usman in the 3rd round while he was quote-unquote gassed, that means that he could take down Dricus du Plessis easily. Because Kamaru Usman was taken down more times in that fight than the rest of his career fights combined. Okay, Kamaru Usman has amazing wrestling defense, and you saw that. You saw that. Now, I am a part of the Nasruddin Imavov fan club. I know people don't really care about Nasruddin Imavov. People don't really know who he is. People know who he is, but they don't care about his personality. Personality-wise, he's born to them. Even though inside of the fight, he's finishing guys, and he's giving us bangers, and he has a really underrated resume. Very underrated resume with the win over Brendan Allen and Jared Cannonier. And finishing Izzy. I mean, I'm just saying. But I was a part of the Nasruddin Imavov will be champion fan club. I'll let you guys know that fan club has officially come to an end by midnight of last night. Saturday, August the 16th, 2025. That has come to an end. That's come to an end. Nasruddin Imavov gasses out. He will gas. Khamzat Chimaev, if he fights that pace, where he didn't take risk, I don't want to hear it. He didn't take risk. That fight should have been finished. Had an opportunity to be finished in every single round. Dricus du Plessis was in crucifix for at least a combined time of 10 minutes. Against his will, he could not get out, even though he was desperately trying. Khamzat Chimaev could have finished that fight easily. The ref would have had to save Dricus du Plessis if Khamzat Chimaev just opened up those elbows, opened up some powerful punches, and cut Dricus. The ref would have had no choice but to save Dricus because he couldn't defend himself against his will. But if that's the fight that we're going to get for Khamzat Chimaev, it's going to be hard to get super hyped for a Khamzat Chimaev fight because that was a hard watch for me, even though it was complete domination. And yes, it was impressive, but that doesn't mean it wasn't boring. Everything can be true at the same time. Was it impressive? Absolutely. Was it dominant? Absolutely. Was it boring? Yes. And I would be saying this if this was a striking matchup. That was boring. Like MVP against Jared Cannonier, was it boring? No, but the fact that he didn't try to finish those fights, and you see what happens when you don't try to finish fights, adversity comes later on. Jared Cannonier in mount on MVP for 4 minutes. Dricus du Plessis almost getting a rear naked choke at the end of the 5th, ending up on top, ending up on mount. I mean, adversity comes when you don't try to finish these fights. When finishes present themselves, you have to get them. I mean, I feel like that's just clear as day in MMA regardless. Regardless. When finishes present themselves, you have, especially at the highest level, you have to finish the fights. Especially when, I mean, he had 9 gift-wrapped finishes. I'm done talking about that fight because people make it seem like by me saying it was boring and that it was a tough watch, as if I'm taking credit away from Khamzat Chimaev. That was one of the most dominant performances we've ever seen in a championship fight. Well, Cam, how was it boring? Because it just was. And it wasn't the fact because he was wrestling. Wrestling can be very, very entertaining. Fluffy is very, very entertaining. Marab is very, very entertaining. Wrestling can be very entertaining, but finish the fight. Do real damage, not just nookie punches. Do real damage. Because it gets to a point where it's like, okay, what are we doing? Sean Strickland saying he has to get this shit back for America. This is a raining video. I love making these type of videos where you get open conversation. I love getting those comments. Let me know who you think his toughest challenge are. But Sean Strickland's talking about he has to get this shit back for America. Sean Strickland, shut the fuck up. You're getting submitted in the first round. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up with that shit. Izzy, I mean, I don't even know how he's still ranked top 5. Dead ass, though. I actually don't understand that shit. RDR, very interesting matchup, but there is a clear speed disadvantage and a clear wrestling disadvantage. RDR has good jiu-jitsu, yes. Wrestling, mid. Strongman wrestling. DDP type of wrestling. Strongman wrestling. Just grab you and throw you down. Strongman wrestling. Big man wrestling. That has, we saw that has nothing on the skill and the speed of Khamzat Chimaev's wrestling. Now, will RDR make Khamzat work more? Potentially. Will it make Khamzat expend more energy? Potentially. And could that make things interesting late? I don't think so. Because RDR is not as good of a striker as DDP. RDR is not that good of a striker. He has a big knee that he crashes the pocket with. That's it. He has a good jab. I'm going to be honest. He does have a good jab. He has a good low kick. That's it. And it's very, very slow. It's very, very oafy. Khamzat Chimaev is lightning quick. And we saw that in the little bitty nuggets of stand-up against DDP. He's fast as fuck. Fast as shit. And the cardio narrative is done. I thought it was overblown in the first place. It's done now. It's absolutely fucking done. RDR, I don't think... Come on, man. RD fucking R. I mean, look at what Khamzat did to Robert Whittaker. Yeah, there was a pre-existing ring. I understand that. But there was a different type of dominance in the wrestling that RDR never succeeded in the entire 5 rounds. He did up on top at one point, and he was doing well. He was threatening submissions, but he never really got close with anything. Then I look at Kyle Brahalo. He's getting chinned by Nazanin Imavov. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's getting chinned by Nazanin Imavov in Paris. It's gonna be fucking spectacular. I'm gonna be losing my shit. Y'all know I love Nazanin Imavov. I'm not gonna look at Kyle Brahalo. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, on the other hand. Very, very interesting. Because Anthony Hernandez is fast as fuck too. Very, very fast hands. Willing to crash the pocket. And he's a guy to where you're gonna actually have to finish Anthony Hernandez. You're gonna have to. Because he's going to work. He's going to get into a scrambling battle with Khamzat Chimaev, which I do think is a mistake. I don't think anybody on the planet can out-scramble Khamzat Chimaev in the middleweight division. But he's going to test it. He's going to test it. And if Anthony Hernandez is making Khamzat work and not just tripoding and trying to stay safe, and he's actually making Khamzat Chimaev work, which I think will open the opportunity for Khamzat to submit him, where I think Khamzat will submit Anthony Hernandez if they ever fought. This is the real matchup that people thought DDP was going to give Khamzat Chimaev, to where if this does get into the later rounds, oh my gosh, this is going to get fucking fun. If Khamzat Chimaev fights that safe style against Anthony Hernandez, this is going to get very, very fucking fun. Because Anthony Hernandez, he's going to go for the finish at all times. He's going to be looking to work, and you're going to have to submit him because he's going to try to submit you. He said that himself. He's going to scramble. He's going to fucking scramble. He's not going to look to stay safe. He's going to look to be aggressive. He's going to look to reverse position. He's going to look to make Khamzat work, transition with him. Making Khamzat Chimaev work in that way. And then Anthony Hernandez, the style that he puts on, the pace that he puts on, seeing if Khamzat can keep up with it. Because Khamzat put on a pace on Dricus du Plessis, but there were a lot of moments where he was resting. You know, the holding it back with the knees to the thigh. Yeah, that's an advantageous position. And that fucking sucks, getting kneed in the thigh over and over and over again. But he was resting there. Those are times where you can take a rest. You can take a mental rest. You can rest. There's no resting with Anthony Hernandez, and that's what makes that shit so fucking interesting. So I think everybody kind of understands. Getting those comments though, I think everybody kind of understands that is Khamzat Chimaev's toughest matchup. But everybody else, I think, is easy. It's easy cakewalk. So he's smoking everybody, and I don't think it's close. So I fully expect Khamzat Chimaev to clear out this division and retire as one of the greats and retire undefeated. That's my final take. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you think middleweight. Oh man, I hope he fights. He takes more risk because he's too good. He's too. I mean, I really feel like he should have blown the roof off of Chicago with the finish, and I feel like we were robbed for what should have been. You know, Khamzat. We know he has that killer mentality. We know he has the killer instinct. Man, you gotta finish Dricus. Do you know how insane that would have been? Like, you finished Dricus du Plessis, the undefeated guy in the UFC. Yeah, you still beat him, and you dominated him. Multiple 10-8 rounds, no doubt. But do you know how crazy that would have been to finish DDP? The guy who's looked at as unfinishable. And then by TKO, ground and pound in the crucifix position. This is fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. I just like to see statement wins from people. Maybe my expectations are too high, but I know they're not because we know what Khamzat Chimaev does. And I just like to see statements put on win. And yes, that was a statement. Absolutely, that was a statement. But it's different. It's different. It's different. And you know what I'm trying to say. It's different from finishing Dricus du Plessis, putting him in crucifix and fucking blooding him. And he couldn't defend himself. Put him in against his will, put him in a position to where he had no choice but to get saved by the referee. It's fucking outrageous. Fucking insane. That's all I'm saying. You gotta start putting on shows. And if he gets the Malbovs of the world and the Sean Stricklands of the world, I think he'll start putting on shows. Like, comment, subscribe, share this to somebody I know they enjoy it like you did. You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get up out of here, man. Get in those comment sections. Let's do it.